Hey everybody, this is Andy, and today I am joined with my two friends to read Genesis chapter 33. Here we have some Tito's, and here we have some orange juice. I have it in my cup. What better way to celebrate reading another chapter of the crazy Bible, another crazy chapter of the crazy Bible, than with some vodka and orange juice and my hat. It's October. It's getting cold. What better way to prepare for the cold than wearing this silly hat while reading the silly Bible? Let's get right to it. Jacob fears Esau. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's camp." So he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messages before him to Esau, his brother, in the land of Seir, the country of Edom, instructing them, "Thus you shall say to my lord Esau, Thus says your servant Jacob, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed until now. I have oxen, donkeys, flocks, male servants, and female servants, and sex servants." Okay, the Bible doesn't say sex servants, but I think we all know at this point that some of the female servants are going to be sex servants. Right. I think so. "I have sent to tell my lord in order that I may find favor in your sight." And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and he is coming to meet you, and there are 400 men with him." Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, because you see, Jacob kind of screwed his brother Esau of his birthright. Check out a couple of last videos. I'll put it down in the notes which chapter Jacob screwed Esau. Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. He divided the people who were with him and the flocks and herds and camels into 2 camps, thinking, if Esau comes to one camp and attacks it, then the camp that is left will escape. And Jacob said, "O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, who said to me, Return to your country and to your kindred, that I may do you good. I am not worthy of the least of all the deeds of steadfast love and all the faithfulness that you have shown to your servant. For with only my staff I crossed this Jordan River, and now I have become 2 camps. Please deliver me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, that he may come and attack me, the mothers with the children." So, attacking me, the mothers, it's always the children, right? If you ever want to get a pity vote or some help, say, "Oh no, the children are in danger." "But you said, I will surely do you good and make your offspring as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude." So he stayed there that night, and from what he had with him, he took a present for his brother Esau, 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milking camels and their calves, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. Then he handed over to his servants, drove by itself, and said to his servants, "Pass on ahead of me," and put a space between drove and drove. He instructed the first, "When Esau my brother meets you and asks you, 'To whom do you belong? Where are you going? And whose are these ahead of you?' Then you shall say, 'They belong to your servant Jacob. They are a present sent to my lord Esau. And moreover, he is behind us.' He likewise instructed the second and third and all who followed the droves. You shall say the same thing to Esau when you find him, and you shall say, moreover, your servant Jacob is behind us. For he thought, I may appease him with the present that goes ahead of me, and afterward I shall see his face. Perhaps he shall accept me." So the present passed on ahead of him, and he himself stayed that night in the camp. But wait, this isn't just a story about how Jacob pays off his brother. There's another crazy story tacked on to this chapter in Genesis. Jacob wrestles with God. The same night he arose and took his 2 wives, his 2 female servants, and his 11 children, and crossed the ford of the Jabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream, and everything else that he had. And Jacob was left alone. And a man wrestled with him until the breaking of the day. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched his hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day has broken." That's God apparently saying that the day is broken, i.e. the sun is coming up, and he has to go, because that makes sense when you're God. But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." And he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then he said, "Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel." Israel means he who wrestles with God. "For you have striven with God and with men, and have prevailed." Then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And there he blessed him. So apparently God didn't want to tell Jacob his name, because God's name isn't God. That's like a title. That's like when Christians are talking to God, they're calling him like CEO. Like if God was a CEO, then they'd be calling him by his title. Because apparently if you know a thing's name in the ancient world, you have power over it, because that makes sense when you don't have science. I'm going to drink some more of my Tito's and orange juice. Why is it that you ask my name? And there he blessed him. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, "For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been delivered." The sun rose up upon him, and he passed Peniel, limping because of his hip. Therefore, to this day, the people of Israel do not eat the sinew of the thigh that is on the hip socket, because he touched the socket of Jacob's hip on the sinew of the thigh. Now, mind you, that particular dietary rule is nowhere else in the Bible, but as we've talked about before, the Bible is just this hodgepodge of different stories kind of sewn together in a haphazard way. So they have a dietary law that you're not supposed to eat the meat that's in the sinew and the thigh that is on the hip socket. I imagine you can do that now, though I imagine there must be some sect of conservative Jews out there who refuse to do that too, besides their other 613 laws that they follow. Yeah, 613, that's a lot. So hey, what did we learn today? We learned that the way to get into someone's good graces is by paying them off with donkeys and servants and ewes. We also learned that Jacob apparently wrestled with God. And the funny thing about it is that you have this development of God in that here, he's wrestling with Jacob. By the time Moses rolls around, Moses can't see God face to face, because anyone who sees the face of God dies. And so Moses can only see the backside of God as God wanders off. It's nothing but crazy. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more of the insanity, you can watch The Naked Diner, or listen. You can listen with your ears to The Naked Diner podcast. We had some great guests. I think we're having some more great guests coming on in the future. We had Johnny Scaramanga on. That should be up on Monday, mid-October. I don't know what the date is. I'm just a guy in a funny hat doing some day drinking, reading the Bible. But Johnny, he's a Atheist blogger. His name of his blog is Leaving Fundamentalism. He did a great peer-reviewed paper about Christian education in America. It's wacky stuff, my friends. My blog, of course, is Laughing in Disbelief. It's a funny blog full of funny stories, made-up stories, some true stories, a lot of videos, crazy stuff. Thanks again for watching. Hope you upvote, hope you subscribe. I will see you later. We both thank you, me and my friends, and of course Space Cat here, Space Cat. Take care. Bye.